So today we're doing tri-tip. It's a great piece of meat. It's easy to do, cooks pretty quick, and you can be a rock star with tri-tip because it's so simple to do. You don't have to cook it for very long. Usually about 225, 250 to get the good smoke into it. And usually 2 hours, you're at a point where you can pull it off and serve it, or let it rest and then serve it. And most of the times I just go to the U.S. Chef store down the street because it's close. But usually you can find pretty good deals at Winco, Fred Meyer, and whatnot. And you can get them. This one's pretty much trimmed. You can get them trimmed or not trimmed. But you can see they've taken most of the fat caps off. I'm just going to take a few of the knots off, and then it should be good for seasoning. And now that I got my hand all dirty, and I like a sharp knife, that's why I hide my knives. So I'm just going to hit the little fat balls and get those off. Make sure there's no hard cartilage on there at the end. On a tri-tip, it comes from this part of the cow. And so right up here, you'll get a little gristle. Down here, you'll get a little gristle. And down here where the tendons all connect. So you can either take it off now or after you cook, but I'll go ahead and just take a little bit off the end there, just so it's not tough after we're done. And I'll leave a little bit of fat on there. Just shave it off just so that when we do a reverse sear on it, it has something to char and kind of give it a little extra flavor. That's the nice thing about buying pre-trimmed tri-tips. There's not a whole lot of work to it. So we're going to smoke it at about 225 to 250. And then at the end, depending on whether you like it medium rare or well done, we'll stop it at probably about 120 and then crank the temperature up to 450, 500 and sear it at the end. Helps hold the juices in and plus gives you a little bit of char to kind of char the fat. It gives you a little extra flavor. I like it. It's kind of my go-to. We're using Texas trail dust. It's our brisket and beef rub, but it's actually good on everything. I use it on chicken quite a bit too. And just give it a pretty good dusting, depending on how salty your rub is. If it's a real salty rub, you don't want to go too crazy. Otherwise, that's all you're going to taste when you're done. And just kind of pat it down. And then we got the grill already up to temp, so we'll just go slap it on there and let her get going. A long way to the grill. Give it about an hour and we'll check the temp. At about 120, we'll crank the temperature up and try to get to about 140 as a finished temp for a medium finish. Lots of good
Smells
color.
So good.
There's a lot of theories on letting meat rest. I typically let it rest about half an hour, 15 minutes, maybe for a smaller piece of meat. Some people say you should let it rest half as long as you let it cook, and that's a long time. For us, we'll probably let this one rest about 10 or 15 minutes just to let the fats set back up. Because if you cut it when it's fresh off the smoker, all the fats are melting right now. They're rendered, and so as you cut, all that fat's going to run out of the meat, and that'll dry your meat out. So you want to let it get to a temp where the fats start to set back up. That way, it keeps your meat juicy. And with tri-tip, you want to always cut against the grain. So from here, because the meat goes this way and this way, I cut from the long corner to get the more tender. And I try to cut about half the pencil to a pencil width thickness. There you can see lots of juice. We cooked this one to about 150 on temp. And still plenty juicy. That's one of the other nice things on a pellet grill is it doesn't dry your meat out like a gas grill will.
I'll take that one. So we're trying the tri-tip that we just smoked?
Yes.
Okay, I said we, but that's not fair.
You know, you were there for
Nelson
the
did
help.
it. I just I opened it up
There.
when
You
I
had to make
shouldn't have.
sure.
Okay.
That's all right.
It's good. Get in the picture.
Well, I haven't eaten all day, so this tastes really good to me.
Tri-tip is my favorite. I love it. I like the seasoning too.
I did find the trail dust.
Oh. It's good. Love it. Thank you very much.
Try as much as you want. We got lots of it. And it's just me and you right now.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I
Thank you.
I go for the fatty ends myself.
Mm. So good.
Harley wants
is
a bite.
This dog is waiting. So alert. So alert. Oh, it's good.
He's used to me being a little bit clumsy and dropping a piece here or there.